Morning, family. It's Tasha, Mom Bear Prepping. So, you already know what time it is. Don't act like you don't know what the deal is. Get your drink, pull up. This is the way. We're going to talk about it. So, I want to talk about, I've been flooded the last couple days, really the last 24 hours, my email on what's going to happen next. What do you think is going to happen with China? Do you think there's going to be war because of this? What's going to happen? What can we do to get ahead of things? And so I'm going to talk about it. Several channels have covered this, you guys. If you guys follow anybody else, everybody else has really talked about this already, right? I don't do videos anymore every day. Otherwise, yesterday probably would have been a perfect time for the video. So I'll speak on it. I think that it's like anything else. There's things that you can do to prepare. I think that even myself, just, as soon as I woke up, saw that Pelosi had landed, in my gut, I knew, hey, just make sure that I calmly go around and do the things, make sure things are topped off. So I'll give you some examples of some stuff I was doing that day when I woke up and found out. I was making sure that the gas cans were topped off. I was filling up all the water containers around our home, right? Making sure that they're all topped off. Any extra water containers that I was kind of putting off of filling up, I filled up. I topped off all the automation watering buckets, right? So topped off all that, topped off obviously our drinking water inside, all of our filter systems. And I just kind of did a overview of, hey, what are some things that we were getting ready to buy or going to purchase that maybe were further down our priority list, right? You should have a budget, you should have a list, and that list of items that you still want, those things you want, should have some sort of prioritization. However, there's some stuff that, for example, getting ready for winter, were further down the list, and I just pushed the button and went ahead and got those things. So some rain catchment barrels, some more rain catchment barrels, some different electronic type things. We just went ahead and pushed the button. So I want to talk about what you should expect, what could happen, and then things, I guess, that you could, if there are things that you still needed to get, that you could get, okay? Now, I'm not going to get into the wargaming side of this, obviously we keep saying, this is like deja vu, right? We keep saying that we're not kind of involved, but we have their back, but we're, nobody really understands why. Who knows what we would do? China has been very, very clear in the last few weeks on what they will do, that they will, they were very, very upset. And so I think it's not over. I don't know how far this is going to go, but they are upset and they're ramping up, and they're doing it under the guise of training, which is exactly how this stuff kicked off before, right? Training, push the envelope to see what we would do before. That's what Russia did. They ended up pulling out. Of course, everybody was like, see, told you nothing's going to happen. And then boom, the next time they went in, it was the real deal. China has already made it very, very clear that they think Taiwan belongs to them. They will protect it. They will blow it up themselves if they have to, literally. And so they are now surrounding it, under the guise of training, like I said. And so we'll see where this goes. And more importantly is going to be how involved are we. Now, even if there is no conflict in regards to an entanglement, meaning our military and their military in some sort of entanglement, okay? Some kind of combat, some kind of, dance, if you will. However, this does have the potential to hurt us very, very much so when it comes to as the consumer, okay? Because we get so much stuff from China. We import so much stuff, food, products, supplies, you name it. So I wrote down some notes, you guys. What happens? Well, our supply dries up. So basically, you should be concerned that depending on how far China wants to take this, your supply is going to dry up. There's going to be less stuff coming in, and it's going to be harder to get stuff. Med stop. Excuse me. I'm trying to sneeze. Ooh, still trying to sneeze. Whew. Still trying to sneeze. Okay. I think I got it. Med stop. So you need to be thinking about medicines. We've been talking about this for months and months and months and months and months. You know, a lot of our medicine pieces come from China and India. Okay. And so China being a huge piece of that, that could be something that could be cut off. You have to think about Amazon fulfillments, right? I feel that this is an economic supply problem that we will face. And, you know, us as a consumer, we love Amazon. We give Amazon so much money, and so much stuff comes from China, and it's just the reality that people will be panicking, will be buying stuff, but that fulfillment is not going to be how it was before. Things are going to be late, if not at all. You're not going to be able to getting stuff. You're going to see, hey, items not available for a lot of products as we move forward. Sanctions, obviously, they already, the morning she landed, they put sanctions on Taiwan as far as different products that were going in there, put sanctions on them immediately. Okay. If you think that once this goes too far, that sanctions are not going to happen, trust and believe sanctions are going to happen, and they are going to hurt us because we are too dependent on this other country. We shouldn't be, but we are. Okay. Technology is a huge, first of all, if you're just curious about anything I'm saying, just Google, imports that US gets from China. Food imports that US gets from China. Where does the US, what does the US get from China? Any of those things. You will get a multitude of different information in regards to the list of things that we get, backed up by data, backed up by stats, backed up by years. Okay. So you can see exactly how much money, what the money looks like, everything. Okay. Rise in pricing. Obviously, as things dwindle down, companies, businesses can't get what it is that they need. First of all, you're going to see products that are going to come off the shelf because they can't complete it anymore. They can't make the product because they don't have the pieces to make the product. Okay. So they're going to be backing off on that. Then the stuff that they can send out, that they can still produce, that they can still get on the shelves, those prices are going to be through the roof. Okay. So there's a list of stuff I'm going to tell you to kind of think about. Those things need to be a priority if they're not right now, because if you wait too long, two things are going to happen. Either you're not going to be able to find the product at all, or two, you are, but it's going to be very, very expensive because that business is still trying to make money. It's supply and demand, right? Panic is going to start. The minute that China cuts us off, puts on sanctions, the flow of stuff stops. People can't get stuff at the drop of a dime on Amazon. They're going to lose their minds, and they're going to be like, what's going on? And then they're going to start panic buying and trying to get everything that they can get their hands on, because they're going to realize quickly that the supply is dwindling and is not going to be replaced. And it's going to be because of this China situation. A lot of people say, hey, it won't go too far because that's their income, right? Like, they make money off of us. That's how they've been able to build themselves up over the years. How can they possibly keep moving forward if we're not there? They're little dummies to buy everything from them. Listen, Russia's already on board. Russia already said, hey, we got your back. Okay. I think that that's more of in the line of, war and stuff like that. Hey, our agendas are aligned. They are like-minded in a lot of ways, but a lot of ways they are not. Okay. But if they get on board with each other with any aspect, even if it's just exporting and importing in between the two of them to help bolster both of them, and any sanctions that are on either of those countries from us, they can help each other with that type of stuff, with commerce, with supply, with being able to still sell and work money and exchange supplies and goods and stuff. Okay. So, we're not the be all end all. Hey, you're going to, come to some kind of demise if we're not there to buy everything. Will it hurt? Sure. But I think that they've been already preparing for that for years and years and years, that they know that the day that they go to come for us, they know exactly what's going to happen. They are already expecting that they are going to lose us as customers, obviously, and what that looks like for them. And I think job loss for all these items, for all these areas that are going to be suffering, those are jobs. Those are businesses that deal with those products, deal with these products. that now if you can't make those products, or you can't get those products out, or you can't get those things, there's no need to keep these employees in these stores to handle this merchandise, to handle these even stuff like Amazon's going to take a huge hit. Okay, places like that, because if the demand will be there, but the supplies will not. And if the supplies are not there, you then don't need these workers to then move this product, because the product is not there, and that means job loss and unemployment. So what do you do? Well, I think that time matters. I think that what you do right now matters. While the world is kind of watching, seeing what's China going to do, kind of like, you have a few people that are like, oh, I don't like this, and preparing, but I think it's smart to get the things that you need to get now. I want you to rebudget, relook at your list, prioritize them. Okay, redo your list. Think about the bigger items, the technology type items, the things that you needed, that maybe you were putting off because it was a winter item, or was something you didn't quite need yet. You need to rethink what is the priority. So some stuff, preparedness items, anything, your glues, your tapes, your lanterns, your flashlights. Think emergency preparedness and kits and what you need for that, and get those items. Okay. Appliances and the parts. If you are in the need of an appliance, and hey, it's soon, you've been putting off getting that dishwasher, or not dishwasher, getting that washer and dryer, getting an appliance, getting some pieces for something, do not sleep on that. Okay, you need to get that stuff done. And think about the parts that are needed, maybe backup parts for all your appliances in your house. Okay, meds. This is a huge one. Okay, and meds, when this stuff panic buys, this is going to be hardcore. It's just going to be as bad as food and water. When people catch on, they're going to be relentless, and they're going to go after every single thing they can find everywhere. You are not going to be able to find meds anywhere when this hits. Okay, so you've got to get your meds, and think about holistic. It's not just over-the-counter meds. It's over-the-counter meds. It's all the supplements, the vitamins, holistic stuff, seeds, plants, books on all of that stuff. Please do not waste time on meds. Think about wintertime. Think about cold. Think about the holistic cold medicines you can make. Think about every angle of this, and get ahead of this. I'm telling you, you need to get ahead of the medical supplies in general, and then also meds, vitamins, all of that. Okay. This is kind of a tip. This isn't really a thing to buy, but start buying local. This is not so much like, hey, go to your local farmer markets like I've talked about before, but this is when you need a product, figure out where you're going to get it and buy it local. One, you support the local thing, but the thing is stop relying so much on the internet and online purchasing, because what's going to happen is people are going to push the button to buy stuff. They're going to spend their money's going to be taken, and then you're going to run into issues. You're not going to get the product. It's late. It's these systems, these online systems are going to be promising you, hey, it's a delivery date of this, or hey, you're going to get it here, and then they're then going to run into issues where they can't get the stuff in time, where before they could get it and kind of promise, hey, yeah, we could have this, and there's going to be issues. And so they're not going to be able to always fulfill what they promise, those promised dates. And at that point, you can't get your money back right away. Can you dispute it? Can you say, hey, can I still get my money back? Yeah, but we all know that takes a while. And so really, really important that getting away from that online purchasing as we move forward with this. You're going to know when this is happening. You're going to know. It's not necessarily the time right now. I'm not saying cease all online ordering and Amazon today, but I am saying that get that stuff while it's still free flowing, because when it hits, do not trust the online purchases, the Amazon orders to come in a timely manner or at all. By the time they figure out they can't even fulfill the order and refund your money, it's taking you forever. Okay. And those funds for a lot of families are precious, right? It's not, I could just blow this money and then, it didn't work out. Okay. You'll send it back to me. No big deal. When I get it. That's not reality for a lot of people. And so if you start switching to local, you physically can see it. I can't tell you how many times, even locally, we've gone to a store. I've looked online. Do they have this product? They say they have the product. I go to the store to get the product. They don't have the product. Okay. So these systems are not accurate. You've got to get stuff in your hand, see it, physically know you can get it, and then spend your money to get that item. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. As we move forward with this, that's probably the biggest thing I could tell you today. Get ahead of your winter buys. Kind of discuss that a little bit with reprioritizing the things that are important. If there's some big, not even big ticket, but big important type things that you're like, okay, we don't necessarily need it now, but we need it for winter. We needed more rain catchments, and it's not raining right now, right? And so that was kind of farther on my list. I was like, okay, I'll get them. I'll get them. But I pushed the button and got them because it's gonna be a problem, you guys. And so, even pushing the button, I was worried, like, man, we're too close to this. I still might not get this, right? So my point is, time matters. Okay. It's not raining, but I need those barrels. I don't want to wait, and then when I want to buy something, it's not there. And so think about that. That was just an example of the future stuff. Okay. Let's talk about all the technology stuff. TVs, game systems. Yes. Is that stuff important? Not necessarily with everything that's going on, but if you were due for that, if that's something you wanted to get, if that's something you were thinking about getting for kids for Christmas, this is the time, if you can, to get that stuff. Okay. If you can, I understand not everybody can afford to be getting Christmas stuff now. I get that. Okay. But if you can, if you're able to, think about that stuff now. But more importantly, preparedness, in line with preparedness, radios, generators, solar generators, gas generators, computers, cell phones, electric heaters, fans, all of those different things that we think about when we talk about preparedness. Even those things, a lot of those things are either made in China or they're made here, but the pieces come from China for that manufacturer to put the product together and then sell it to you. Okay. And so rubber, plastics, all of that stuff is heavy duty imports and go into a lot of products that come from China. And so anything that is made with rubbers and plastics is going to be an issue. Okay. You might look at something and it's made here, but all its pieces come from China, or even it just takes one piece that's made from China and then they cannot make said product to then sell to you. Okay. CCTVs, security systems. I think I said radios already. All of that stuff, you've got to get ahead of it. If you are due for cell phones, you've got to get ahead of it. I think that even the basic of basic cell phones is going to be an issue once this hits, because eventually you get to the point where, okay, everybody has a phone, right? Whatever. But then when we get to the point where, okay, it stops, that stuff's not coming in. And people now are starting to like break phones, and phones need upgraded and all this stuff, and not able to get that stuff. Okay. A lot of that stuff comes from overseas. Okay. And so that area is going to hurt. Get the extra things, the extra cords, the extra outlet things, right? For the phone charger, the blocks, the cords, extra headphone sets. Think about the kids, right? Think about school and headphone sets, gaming, whatever. If you do this, your camera supplies, your microphones, your headphones, stuff for the business side of stuff, right? Computers, tablets, laptops. Think about if you were going to be making any of those purchases for school, right? You're about to take your kids out of school and homeschool them, and that technology that you would need. That stuff is important and needs to be a priority, because again, I have a little bit of time. You might not, because things are getting a little uncomfortable with China and nobody knowing what they're going to do. Could they just walk away from this and kind of simmer down and just, okay? But they are very bold in their words. And when somebody is super bold like that, it's very hard to backtrack from that. It's hard to backtrack from that. Even Russia, they had all those bold words as well. And then they backed out. People are like, see, they're not so But they went back in, okay, as they planned, and now they're there and they're not leaving anytime soon. And they have a like-mindedness with China with the same thing. We're in the same fight, bro. We're in the same thing with how dare the US and everybody meddling in our business, and that's your stuff, and Ukraine is ours, and that whole mentality of how those types of leaders think is in line with each other. And God forbid these guys get together. If these two countries get together, man, I don't even want to think about it. Unfortunately, well, I guess it's not unfortunately. I think that this will be nothing that any of us have ever seen before. The good news is, I don't think that we have to worry so much about nukes and things like that with China. However, economy-wise, supply-wise, it's gonna hurt. We are gonna be in for a ride. Okay. Other stuff, preservation items, all the pieces, okay. Those are electronic devices. When you get anything that plugs in, dehydrators, even the canners, all these different items, jars, all the extra pieces, get that stuff. Mylar bags, right? A lot of people freaking out about Mylar bags and Amazon. Who cares? Just go to the manufacturer, go straight to the companies and get your product, okay? If get them for as long as you can with Amazon, but I'll be damned if I let Amazon upset me. Like, I'm not going to do it. We're just going to keep it pushing and go directly to the companies and order that way, okay? You might even get a discount by actually going to the websites and ordering in that way. Cars. So any kind of car parts, tires, getting your tires done, that's huge. We talk about all this stuff before and general preparedness and getting ready. But anytime you have any kind of economic recession, advisement, hey, get ahead of this, get ahead of that. For this, it's supply and demand, being able to actually get that stuff. So the rubber that goes in tires is huge. Okay, that's a huge import. So tires, getting those done, getting them fixed. Car parts, if there's stuff that you've been wanting to do, even simple stuff, getting the backup oils and all the car items so that you have it for yourself in your home, okay? I can't, extra filters, all the things, okay, for the everyday things for cars, or I guess that not everyday, but the normal maintenance type items for a car, okay? Getting ahead of those and getting those stuff while you can. Let's talk food. Spices, teas, tons of fruits and vegetables come from China. Tons of nuts come from China. So there's a lot of food products. There's not a majority of what we get from them is food, but there's still quite a bit of food, quite a bit of snacky type foods, or again, pieces of that, right? That the people here, ingredients, if you will, that people use to put into their products, okay? So a big deal. Right now, I'm concentrating on fruits and vegetables. That's what I'm kind of concentrating right now when it comes to food preservation. I still have a few meat products to finish up and some soup products. But then you're going to be seeing on my IG a ton of pictures of fruits and vegetables and preservation of that, whether it's dehydrating, whether it's water bathing, whether it's pressure canning. You're going to be seeing a lot of that on my channel. I'm preserving fruits and vegetables as I get that stuff from my garden. I just think that it's super important to get ahead of fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables, like when COVID and the stores cleaned out, the fruits and vegetables were gone. I mean, one of the first things gone. And not just fresh fruits and vegetables, but the frozen aisle. I was so surprised how fast that frozen aisle of vegetables went, okay? People were not playing around. You will not be able to find this stuff. Yeah, there's still local stuff. There's still farmers, especially if a store is already on game with local vendors of fruits and vegetables, then those stores will still continue to be stocked. But some stores are not like that, okay? They don't work like that, okay? Because it's about profit, it's about money, okay? So we're gonna see an overall hit of fruits and vegetables. And then another big, huge one is clothing, right? I'm real big on used clothing right now, thrift stores taking advantage of that. There's so many clothes that are already here on this planet that you have access to. And clothes is a big deal, though. You should be, obviously, in preparedness, we always preach getting the next sizes for your kids, right? Getting the next pair of underwear, socks, shoes, and then clothes, right? Again, rubber. So especially shoes with any kind of rubber, that's going to be an issue. A lot of shoes are made in China. Okay, so shoes in general would be an issue, but especially shoes with rubber, because now you have multiple products, multiple pieces of that product. Think about just all the things that plastic, rubbers, all these technology, these chips, all this stuff goes in, and then know that those products are going to be affected, right? Other channels are mentioning all types of other stuff, so make sure you're watching all your favorites, because everybody's kind of mentioning some different stuff. But it's really important that, one, not to panic, two, to just reprioritize what it is on your list that you need. Is there anything on there that you feel like if you waited too long you would not be able to get, that you know for a fact it's a technology item, it's a rubber product, it's a plastic product, it's a med. Okay, those things without doubt are going to be hurting us. Okay, so those are the things to think about, and time is what is important here and to take away from this entire video. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me know, not tomorrow, the next day. Let me know in the chat below your guys' thoughts on this topic, what you guys think of just in general, where this is going. How bad do you think it's going to be? What do you think is going to happen outside of supply, and what that looks like and is going to do to us? Or do you think, we don't have anything to worry about, we'll be fine, and you're not really concerned? So let me know. I'm super curious, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video. Take care. Bye.